85, I will just take your lordship to
Just formulate it.
formulate. Lord, that cannot be a class. Lordship was consistently saying that there can be a class. Lord, there cannot be a class within a class. Lord, actually, they themselves a class. And what happens
There
is
cannot be a class within a class.
there cannot be a class within a class because the entire people is in themselves a class. The Lordship will see how.
That's what Gopinath Sota said, and which Chinaya relies upon. There can't be a micro classification.
Lord, that is what I'm just trying to say in a different format. Because what happens here in Tamil Nadu is, Lord, your Lordship will see, there are 7 castes out of 76. 7 castes out of 76, Lord. Namely, Arundhatiya, Chakliyar, Madari, Madiga, Padagai.
Right, you can name them. You've seen the name.
Lord, this 7 class, this 7 class has been classified as Arundhatiya and have been given already for the past 15 years, they are being given 3% in priority. They will be the first person to be considered in the SC list. As my learned senior told, there will not be any chance.
3% out of how many?
Out of 18, if there is only 1% in a post, assuming for a minute, if there is only 1 post for a minute in a
for a solitary post, there
There's no reservation.
no. If there is 1 post for SC, if there is 1 post for SC, I'm just trying to say, if there is 1 post for SC, that will be given only for SCA. That is SC Arundhatiya. And they will not be, it will be carried for next 2-3 years. Even assuming if that is
You're not considering the validity of the act at all here.
That's why I just wanted to read.
We may not address that matter at all on merit.
I just wanted to read this.
Liberty to file a petition before the High Court under 220.
If your Lordship permit me to read 85 for a minute. As the Constitution itself treats the member of the scheduled caste as a single integrated class of the most backward citizens.
85.
It is not competent for the legislation of a state to subdivide them into a separate compartment with a separate percentage of.
That has already been read to us so many times.
So many
No,
times now.
that is what actually I'm just trying to bring before your Lordship is out of 76.
We don't mind listening to you, provided you make a good point.
That's what.
Today is now we are 15 minutes short of concluding the hearings. Tomorrow is miscellaneous.
That is what I'm just trying to say. Out of 76, they have formulated a 7 as a subclass.
But that's what we told you. We are not going into the validity of the act here. We can't go into the validity of the act and absent a proper contest. We'll request.
I am appearing for 701 petition against the Union of India. In that case, my lord, Constitution Scheduled Caste Amendment Act 2021 enacted.
Appearing for, sir?
Well, I am appearing for 701/10 petition.
That's all right, but we'll not deal. We are not going to answer, validity of each individual act here. This is a challenge to the validity. The correctness of Chinaya is what is in question before us.
That will have a direct bearing on it. That will have a direct bearing on it.
Sorry?
No. So far Tamil Nadu petitions are concerned, my lord, my learned friends are arguing the writ petitions, my lord. Those petitions were sought to be transferred here and Lordship has heard this matter.
So we will send them back.
Yes.
We'll send them back to the High Court.
Yes, my lord. That's what we have said.
Yes, we'll have to send these back to the High Court.
The act was passed.
The Scheduled Caste Amendment Act actually passed with the similarly placed communities in the same caste, 7 caste for Arundhatiya by Tamil Nadu Assembly, another 7 caste Devendra Gulalar by the Parliament, my lord. Itself shows that the state government has no power, my lord. That's my point.
I'd like to appear for an intervener. My lords, I have already placed my written submission.
We'll consider the written.
But my lords, there is only one submission that I wish to bring to your lordship's notice. Just 1 minute on that. My lords, I wish to submit that the list which is there under 341 is not merely a list of identification. With great respect, my lords, the term that they will be deemed to be scheduled caste for the purposes of the Constitution, my lords, is actually a conferment of an identity which, my lords, has been conferred through the mechanism of a precedential order. Once that happens, my lords, all rights, privileges, etc., that are flowing under the constitution would be available to them as a class.
Absolutely, no
So
difficulty,
therefore, my lords,
correct.
it's a constitutional class.
That's the argument which everybody has made on this side.
Well, only one aspect, my lords, I'm trying to pitch it a little higher than the mere fact that it's a list of identification, and that this can be then bifurcated. My lords,
They're
that
emphasizing for the purposes of the constitution. So every benefit which inures to the SC,
if you oblige, then everything applies to them en masse, my lords, equally. It can't be, my lords, that a particular, because they lose, my lords, with great
All right,
respect,
consider.
they lose their independent, distinct, my lords, identity. They become identified as my lords, entity under 341. My lords, that's the submission I made in that,
Thank
written
you.
submissions.
yes,
My lords, that.
yes, Mr. Advocate. Yes, Mr. Advocate General. Thank you.
Grateful. My lord, just two things which have been brought up by the other side in the arguments. I'll briefly touch, my lord. Your lordships have heard a lot on these issues. My lord, first, of course, is, my lord, that it is a homogeneous class because they are all born together, my lord, which factually and legally would be incorrect. Because the inclusion in the first order in 1950 may be a contemporaneous birth, my lord, but subsequently the addition deletion by the parliament ensures that any other caste can be brought onto the list under 341 at a different time. So most certainly, my lord, being born in the list together will not give them a homogeneity which the other side seeks to plead, my lord. I'm just cutting it very short, my lord. Now, my lord, the issue is, my lord, then regarding, my lord, the presence of the word tribal in both 341 and 342, my lord. And your lordship said correctly pointed out, my lord, though I noted it on that time, that